Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Sell it online, take it in person, and go big. Like
Hi friends. Hello. I am seeing my camera got moved, so I'm like, is this good? I think this is good right now. I have my sewing machine pushed back a little bit so that I can finish up these owls. I have made 6 owls, 3 Sakis, 3 Rikus. These are from League of Legends, and they're the Star Guardian pets, but they do take a while, especially like if I do 3 of each. But 2 of them were orders, and then 1 of them I'm taking to Animate Ink, so that'll be good. But the last thing I have to do is just hot glue these on here. So I had my hot glue gun plugged up so that I could finish Espeon, which I also started on a couple weeks ago. So today's stream is about just getting a lot of little things done, things that I've been working on, or cut out extra pieces. So I have 3 Splatoon hats that have been cut out, and they've been sitting, instead of putting them in like in my bins over here, they've been sitting on my cutting table. And so today I'm like, all right, we're gonna do Splatoon hats. I should be able to knock all 3 of those out pretty easily. And I was gonna finish that Espeon one on the live, but I had like 20 minutes still before the stream started, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna try to finish this real quick, and that way I'm not like almost done with something right when we start, even though that's what I'm doing right now anyways. But yeah, I'm hot gluing this down. This is the only thing I have to hot glue now, which is so handy. I used to have to hot glue the eyes on, but I just want to make sure that it stays on, but I don't want to overdo it with the hot glue because sometimes it can either show through or get on the edges, and I don't want that to happen. I also got this nice lanyard. It kind of blends into my shirt, which is good. It's not like, you know, distraction. But I got it for free from Matsuri-con, from Anna Marathon, I guess is how you'd say it. It's a convention. I think this one was the one that was at like a college, either in Ohio, I think it was Ohio, Northern Ohio, or it could have been Michigan, but I'm pretty sure it was Ohio. And I think if I followed them on social media, they were handing out some free stuff. So I was like, oh, sweet, a lanyard. I've been looking for one. I have mine that I got from Easy Breezy Draws, but that stays like in my car for like my convention with my pins and all that good stuff. Hi, Dr. Miss Raven. Always the first to comment. That's some bragging rights right there. Love it. Thanks for joining. Have you done... Oh my gosh, my dogs. I might have to put them back outside. They were outside all this morning. And so then I was like, okay, well, before I go live, I will let them hang out inside, because they won't like chill out if they're outside, especially Ridley. But now it seems, hey, the neighbors are outside, or they're come to mow. Yeah, or it's the mailman, actually. I think they're coming to mow, though. Oh, it's FedEx. Okay, they should be fine. Actually, I'll just let them outside now. Come on, outside. Back up. Nope. Go out. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. I should have opened the door before I took the doggy door off, because they all try to go through the doggy door. But that was the reason that I was opening the door. And Ridley still went through the doggy door, even though the door was open. And Daisy was like, I don't know which way to go. So that was worth the... They were really feeling it. And now they're back in here. Or at least Obi was. I think that was him. But yeah, Ridley, the border collie mix, like, he loves it outside, but he also has no chill because of his energy. Even though he's like 6 or 7, like, he's technically almost a senior dog. He has no chill, so we have to every once in a while make them come inside so he will like sleep and chill out, rest his little brain a little bit. Miss Raven, have you done the event that you were talking about, Or is it in October? I know there was one. Maybe you already told us about it. I can't remember. I can't remember. My next one is Anime Inc. And it is the first week in October. Oh, and I did Possum Fest. I haven't talked to you guys about Possum Fest because that was the last live that I did. But, and then last Tuesday, we were in California. So I didn't have a live. But I did film while I was in California. We did the, like, Redwoods, and we did Yosemite. So it'll kind of just be, I don't know if it's going to be like a vlog with some music over it. I don't want it to be all music because I definitely talked a little bit about like what we're doing and what we're seeing. But maybe it'll just be like nature sounds and you'll hear my mom randomly talk in the background. But it was really nice. It was really pretty. Okay, that one. The market is this weekend. Oh, yay! Do you feel prepared? Do you feel ready? Do you have last minute things you're trying to get done? I need to make a list for Anime Inc. because every time somebody orders something on Etsy, I like go and dig it out and then I'm like, oh, I don't have any of these. I need to make more of these. But then I forget, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta focus on hats. So then I don't have any of like the littler, cheaper things like plushies. So I have like a list of my inventory, but it's kind of changed a little bit because I sold things at Possum Fest. Oh, but Possum Fest, it was good. I have a vlog coming out about it. But yeah, it was good. I don't think I'd do it again. It was a 3-hour drive with a time change. And it was a lot through eastern Kentucky. So you're really getting into the boonies. Cell service is limited. Where Possum Fest was, luckily my credit card reader would go through. It would take about a minute to load the transaction, connect the card reader, and then like load the receipt. So it definitely, anytime someone was like, can you take card? I was like, yes, it's been working. If you don't mind to wait a couple of minutes, like while the transaction goes through, because it can be a little slow. And all of them were like, no, it's fine. Yeah, I don't mind to wait. Totally understand. Service out here is awful. But Joey, poor thing, was bored out of his mind. And couldn't connect to like anything, like no Facebook, no Pokemon Go, nothing. So I made what I wanted to make. I wanted to make like 500 minimum. Once I kind of got an idea of what it was going to be like I wasn't sure if it was going to be like that market where I made like $1 after expenses, or if it was going to be kind of like these one-day comic book shows that I do where I make like $500. So since it was a little bit more of a festival, I was hoping I would make at least $100. The table was like $25. But yeah, it just wasn't. It was like windy roads, windy back roads. It was outside, which I don't love outdoor events. And like, I only want to do one a year. I will probably end up doing 3 this year. because I've done that market, I've done Possum Fest, and then I have one in my hometown that's outside. But again, those were all cheap. I'm not one to spend a whole lot of money on outdoor events because I want to be able to like pack up and leave if it's like raining or anything like that. But yeah, I have more to talk on that, but let me catch up on comments. I'm almost sold out of an item. Oh my gosh. So are you gonna like remake it? You think you have time to remake some for this event? Priya afternoon, I'm so excited. My tattoo artist actually got offered a spot at Anime Inc. So my husband and I will be there to get tattoos. Definitely gonna stop by your booth since I missed you at Oda. Yes, please. Yeah, and make sure you tell me like your, username on YouTube so that I can put a face to the name. You have 3 left. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if it's popular, you better restock that. We couldn't go home either. Food was really good. I'll sell out at the market. Okay. Yeah, so what Joey is talking about is we couldn't go home. Like, we left an hour early. I packed up an hour early. We didn't actually get gone till like 30 minutes because we chatted and we helped out like another artist. Her tent got blown and then it like dented it and she couldn't collapse it. So we stayed and helped, and then we like chatted because she was really nice. But going home, we got stuck like probably 30 minutes down the road, maybe an hour down the road. In like standstill traffic on some back roads. Couldn't find any information on what was going on. Other than there was like 5 cars in front of us. There was police and a fire truck, but I don't know if the fire truck was there before we got there. And the car that was in front of us when we pulled up turned around and left. So that was like, how long has that person been sitting there? If they're like turning around and gonna find like a different way to go. Because even if you like pull on, even if it was somewhere like in town, from my like small town, if I pull up on standstill traffic, I'm gonna have to sit there a while before I turn around and try a different route. So that was concerning. So then we sat there for like 45 minutes, still didn't move. The only thing we could find out is that about 30 miles probably down the road, there was a shooting on an interstate, and the interstate was like closed down. So there was standstill traffic on the interstate. But again, we were like 30 minutes from this interstate. So didn't know why that was affecting us unless they were trying to just hold traffic. But it was kind of frustrating because nobody, like those police right there, we could see them, and none of them came to tell us what was going on, tell us, hey, it'll be a while, which I guess if they didn't want us to get on the interstate, they probably wouldn't be like, yeah, we're holding you guys here for a while. Because then they probably would have been afraid that we would find a different route. But I don't know, it was really weird. I think it actually was another wreck. And it just was a coincidence. But it was a 2-lane wide road with shoulders. And in the amount of time we were standing there, they should have been directing, taking turns. We should have been able to move. I don't know why. There was no just, oh, we're just gonna sit and wait. So eventually, we turned around and took this like back windy road to get to the other side of the road, because it was only this little area around like a cliff that was closed off. But there was lanes of traffic like on hold on both sides. So that's why we're thinking it was a wreck. but we made it home. Probably still an hour after the plan to make it home, even though we left an hour early. We got home later than we meant to. But I think it worked out. I think if we had left early and didn't get held up there on that back road, we would have got held up on the interstate. So, you know, maybe it was just fate. We were just avoiding the shooting. I don't think the shooting happened in the area that we would have been on the interstate, but you never know. There was some reason we were supposed to get stopped there, and we are safe, so that's all that matters. But yeah, even though the traffic and the roads, more importantly the drive there and the cell service, everyone was super nice and it was a good time. Of course I had the, oh, that's too expensive, but I was like, I'm not worried about it. I'm not dropping my prices. I have Anime Inc. coming up, and my hats sell good there. And like Joey said, the food, really good. We had a nice brisket, and I had a really good hot dog that was like crazy. It had all kinds of stuff on it. And our table neighbors were really sweet. But I just think I would rather save my energy, save some of my products for something closer or bigger, like a bigger convention. But yeah, I hope this little event that it's the weekend after Anime Inc. that's here in my small town, I hope I can make at least that here too. But it is a little bit more like, the theme is kind of like old school, and there's a lot of like self-owned shops. I can't think of what I'm looking for. It's on the square. So the crowd that I'm thinking it's gonna bring is probably more people wanting like cute home decoration or like farmhouse stuff, and that's not my style.
Sometimes it can feel like there's no way out.
It's an ad kind of day.
Depression.
Joey and I did talk to someone that has a little comic book and like card shop, because now that I'm gonna be here in Kentucky for at least a few years, I would like to get some of my stuff in stores so that I can have that kind of income too. And he seemed really interested. I showed him pictures. He really liked the idea of my beanies and like Pokemon hats. And the cool thing about his shop is he says he prefers to buy things up front. So I would make like 10 beanies, let's say, and he would buy all 10 beanies if he wanted to. And then he can mark them up, like I sell them for a price, and then he marks them up so that he can sell them and make a profit. But I get that money up front, which is really nice. And whether it sells at his shop or not, I still got paid. I still got my product sold. So I do like that idea. It is like an hour or so away from us, but that is a place that Joey and I like to go to play Pokemon. walk around like the mall and visit that shop too. So I wouldn't have a problem with going like once a month and like restocking if that's something that he's interested in. But I haven't heard back. I messaged him yesterday and we met the day before that. Or maybe 2 days before. No, the day before. It was Sunday. So we'll see if he reaches back out. I'll give it like a week or so. Or probably the next time Joey and I decide to go, if I still haven't heard, I'll be like, hey, I have this stuff in stock. Are you interested? I'm heading that way tomorrow or something like that. And I think the vlog this weekend will be the Possum Fest one. So that'll be good. It'll be like an Artist Alley vlog. I don't know if I'll call it Artist Alley or if I'll call it Market. It's like probably leaning more on the market side. I have some iced coffee, but I'm gonna wait until I am losing energy to drink it. Does anyone have a really good budgeting app that they use, or even like an Excel template or Google Sheets template? I downloaded like 3 different budgeting apps yesterday, and none of them were like the feel that I want. And I like the idea of writing everything down, but I don't always have my book like with me, and I do better if I can like type it in my phone or like put it in my phone. And I don't mind the idea of an Excel sheet because I use, or like Sheets is what I use, Google Sheets, because I use that to keep track of my conventions and stuff. But the template that I found, I can't erase one of the parts because I'm like, it's like the difference between, okay, your rent is like 900 or whatever. This is just a random number. 900. And it's like you're saving 1,000 or something, I guess, in case your rent goes up. I don't know. It didn't make sense. And then it's like the difference is $100. And I was like, okay, but like my rent is the one thing that always stays the same. So I don't need to know the difference. I understand with like our water bill fluctuates, but I don't know. I'm like, I don't really need that category. Okay, I'll just input how much things were, and then you just tell me how much after our paychecks do we have left for groceries, and like how much money can I spend on groceries this week. But I think what I'm gonna have to do, honestly, is just end up writing everything down. But that's the other thing. Our paychecks like are different every week, so I think it's just gonna have to be an average, and then either that or the option of like, okay, every time we get a paycheck, it's there, and then every time a bill comes up, it comes out of that. And yeah, I might be like negative $100 the first week, but hold on, my mom's calling me. I'm trying to ignore it, but it won't go away. Okay, I'm back. She just had a question about where I was working at the shop. I always forget that when you break the year into quarters, I'm always like, yes, quarters, four every 4 months is a new quarter. But it's like, no, there are 4 quarters, so they're every 3 months. And I like put in the wrong quarter for something, but luckily it didn't cause any problems. She was just letting me know, like, for the next time, September, the 3rd quarter. And I was like, no, I counted on my fingers and everything. September, October, November, December. But no, October, November, December is the quarter. All right. Oh, by the way, my husband loved the Sakiriku plushes. I was the one who ordered for Otakon. Oh, yay! Perfect. I'm glad you got them. I'm glad that they loved them and they made them safely. Sorry I couldn't give them to you in person and meet you, but I'm glad you got them and that you guys like them. Personally, I use YNAB, or that's just how I don't know if that's how you say it, but you need a budget. I like it. It's a subscription service to use it, but it's very easy for me to plan ahead and budget efficiently. Connect multiple accounts and you set all your goals, like I need $900 this month for rent and such. Very customizable. It also syncs with your account, so it will pull transactions in, so you don't have to constantly be updating the app with transactions you make. Okay, I like that. I go back and forth if I like the idea of linking my account or not. When I used QuickBooks Self-Employed, I loved that all my accounts could be linked because it pulls all the purchases, and then you can be like, oh, is this, business or is this personal? And that was really nice. And I used it until my deal that I had went away, where it was no longer the first year free, and it ended up being $10 a month, and I was like, okay, I don't need it. Oh my gosh. I thought I heard an ad earlier, and of course when I turn away. But for this, for our family budgeting, I like it for business. Family budgeting, though, I'm like, do I want it to be linked to our accounts? Because at least right now, I have to move a lot of money around, and I feel like it'll get confusing, and it'll add something, and I'm like, don't worry about that. That's not a big deal. So, I don't know. I go back and forth. I do like that you don't have to enter stuff, but I also like the idea, okay, I have to pay rent, utilities, internet, phone, that's gonna be almost the same every single time. So if I just enter it once, You just tell me how much I have left. My favorite thing is the budget binders, or like when you actually, like binder stuffing, when you actually get cash. But if you get a digital paycheck, it's kind of hard. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll get some fake money and start doing that, because I did really good with that almost a year. It was like before Joey and I met, and I really liked it, and I was like sectioning everything off. I like kept track of my credit cards and know which credit card to use for like groceries, because I got 6% back that month, or like whatever. And then when I moved to Delaware, I wasn't getting an actual paycheck anymore from my stepdad's shop, so I couldn't get actual cash. And then I had cash from like my conventions, but I just had to like start moving, like putting that cash into accounts and stuff, because I didn't want to have a whole bunch of cash on me. So I don't know, but maybe I'll do the cash stuffing and just use fake money, because I'm very much of a physical person. Like that's why I like writing everything down. But it would be better, and I would do a lot better if I had actual cash in hand. This is like going here, take this money away. You see this money? It's going away. Yeah, I believe YNAB is a $15 a month. I tried a lot of apps, but it was the only one I really stuck for me. And I want to say I've used it for 4 years now or so. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, same. I write in planners, and I always prefer to bring cash to convention. Yes. Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't want to do a monthly. I want to do, if I do use an app, I want to do a one-time payment. But I don't want to do that one-time payment until I know that I like it. So there was some that, the one right now that I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this, was called Floral, Fleur, Floral. It has a picture of a flower, so I'm going with like Floral is what they were, but just like a cool name. But that one is free, but you can pay a one-time payment of like $10, and it unlocks these other things. So like right now, I'm limited on what icons I can use. So I have a water bill, but there's no water icon. So I use like an umbrella that's for vacation. But now when I look, I'm like, why is there, like, what is this umbrella for like $33? But I'm like, oh, that's my water. So I can change it, but that's one of the things you have to pay for, is like unlock more of the emotes basically. And I think if I get too many like accounts to link, or like more than one or two, then they want you to pay. So I like the idea of test driving things and then deciding, yeah, I'll do this one-time payment. I think it's called Pebble, something like that. I used it to plan when I was gonna do like a 50 states road trip, more like 48 states. And it was a one-time payment of like $6. And I loved that. I was like, yeah, I'll pay $6 one time to be able to add more like trips to my thing. And it was so handy. You could track like the different states that you were going through. And like you could see the path that you were going. And then you could add like, okay, I'm looking at this hotel, and then I want to add this activity. And I really liked that, but we didn't do the trip, so I never got to complete it. But if I ever want to try to do the trip again, I can log into that account and see what I did. the main thing I want to do that I was like so excited for, it was like in Arkansas or something, you could like mine for your own diamonds. It was kind of just like a dig and then like sort through the dirt, and but it did look really cool. And like you could find other things than diamonds, and if you found a diamond, it was probably like very, very small and worth like $5, but I like that idea. Yeah, I think maybe I'll do binder stuffing. Maybe I'll work on that this week or something. And because we get paid weekly, so that'll be nice. The hardest thing is we have to pay like our mortgage at the beginning of the month, so that's always confusing, like how I have to set aside money for the month we're in right now for mortgage for October. So I might just randomly just start where we are. Mortgage has already been paid, that, you know, we'll worry about the future. Okay. We are done with those. I have a Jolteon that I need to ship out, but I still have, let's see. I got like 7 new orders while I was in California, and I was so excited. Luckily, they were mostly just link hats, so I was able to ship out a lot of them today. One of them was a Sylveon, which I had, and then I also have a Jolteon and an Eevee. Ooh, this one's going to Honolulu. Wow. Shipping's gonna be expensive on that one. That's okay. Yeah, this Jolteon doesn't ship out until September 26th. So I'm trying to focus on things for Anime Inc. So I'm not gonna make that right now. I have it, like, everything's ready to go, but it's over there. So let's do some Splatoon hats, because these are ready to just like pin and sew up. I do have to cut out the little spots, but that's not a big deal. Okay. We've got a blue, a purple, and a pink. Let me get all the white pieces. My niece said if I pick her up, she'll come cut for me tomorrow. So I might take her up on that because I want some link hats cut. And honestly, I might just have her cut a bunch of rectangles for like stuff for my embroidery. Maybe I'll work on embroidery while she's here and make a whole lot of things that can just be like hand stuffed. I also want to work on a tutorial specifically for Callie, or just, okay, so either I want to release a add-on for my Splatoon hat that has pieces for Callie, or I want to release my boy Splatoon pattern, and I want to do either one of those before Halloween. But I wouldn't mind if I could think of another tutorial that I think would be popular right now for Halloween. Make a quick video of that too would be cool. But right now I'm trying to think of what's popular. I think Beetlejuice is kind of popular. Don't really have anything I can make from that. Maybe Barbie still. Trying to think with the kids, young adults. That new Princess Peach game just came out. Or not just came out, but... Oh, I should check out the new Legend of Zelda. That is actually Zelda. And if there's anything from that. Maybe that's why my link cats were popping off. Because, like, I don't even know if Zelda wears any cool hat in it, or if Link even in it. And if he is, what color is his hat? I finished my Halloween merch designs. Now I'm working on Christmas. Oh my gosh, you are so prepared. That's awesome. I do think I want to make a dust skull for Anime Inc. I think that's one of the things, plushie wise, I really want to have a dust skull plushie. I think I've brought one there before and it sold. For Anime Inc., wearable things do really well. Hats, beanies, bucket hats, shirts. I would say tote bags probably. Like, I don't sell a lot of tote bags, but I do think like tote bags pretty popular. And with that, if they have like Pokemon, really good there. Whatever popular anime, like Chainsaw Man was really popular. I guess the last couple of years, definitely last year. Dungeon Meshi, I think is going to be the big one this year, and I need to make merch from it. I don't have anything. So I'm thinking maybe the little mushroom guys. I think that would be a good one. The only other thing I can think of is if I try to like draw up some like stickers, but don't know if I have time for that. I did finally order some keychains. Bethany and I put in an order. Hopefully they'll be in time for Anime Inc. We ordered from Vograce, so it's kind of up in the air. But I got in the loot bug, or I ordered the loot bugs, and I don't know if you guys remember, I have the little Yippee charms. Those are going to go on the loot bug keychain. I ordered my first reversible keychain, which is going to be Lethal Company, one side regular guy, and then the other side a comedy mask, like the tragedy mask. Then I ordered another double-sided Angry Kirby, other side Sad Kirby. And I ordered another axolotl one of Lou, who is crying. So yeah, that's, what did I say, 4 new keychains? 2 Lethal Company, Kirby, Axolotl. I think it was only 4. Maybe 5. I was going to do Meta Knight, but then I didn't. I think 4. 4 new keychain designs, which is good because I still have a couple of, like, I have Mothman, Axolotl, Splatoon, Anya. So there'll be more that you can choose from. And then I also have the fabric ones, like the sewn ones that I make. And I made some possum ones. If you guys watched my vlog for the Possum Fest, or the prep video live, I made those little keychains that had squeakers in them, and people really loved those. I think I had 6, and then I put squeakers in 3 of them. All 3 of those sold, and then I sold 1 without the squeaker. So I think I have like 1 or 2 left. I can't remember the exact number. But yeah, I was super excited about that. I sold 1 of my big possums. And then honestly, just a lot of stickers. If you're doing little markets or like things around smaller towns, I think stickers are the way to go, because it really gets the attention of kids, and parents are more willing to spend $3 instead of like 10. No one played the claw machine though. I was kind of surprised. But that's okay. More for Anime Inc. Because I do think they will play the claw machine at Anime Inc. I'm cutting the spots for the squid hat. The picture on my like thumbnail is actually from Anime Inc. Both of them from Anime Inc. last year. And I'm not sure if that picture, the one where I'm like in front of the hats, I don't know if that's the first day or if that's the last day. I'll have to check, because if it's the first day, I don't have as many hats as I thought that I brought. I might have brought a lot of hats, but not as many different variety. But I do see that I had 3 Splatoon hats, and I don't know if any of them sold. So maybe working on Splatoon hats is not a good idea, but oh well, they're ready to go. And I do feel like there could be an influx close to Halloween for them, so might as well have some prepared. Will they all order the wrong color that I don't have? Probably, but it's fine. Okay, purple is done. You all that sell on Etsy, have you noticed, which I think I figured it out now, but my deposits into my account, they're weekly, and they used to be on Monday, and it used to be like Monday afternoon on the dot, unless it was a holiday, and then it would be Tuesday, but like first thing Tuesday. But now it's like they deposit on Tuesday, and maybe they changed that, and I just missed the email. I don't know. But I looked and there's not a way that you can change it that I can find. You can't like pick like, oh, I would like it to be deposited on Friday, because I would like it to be deposited on Friday so that my paychecks come the same day of the week and I can see all my income. I mean, I guess it's nice that it's on a different day, but budgeting wise. So yeah, so now I guess Etsy just deposits their funds on Tuesday, which is fine as long as I'm getting my money. But it's just always been Monday the whole time I've had Etsy. So it makes more sense that they've switched to Tuesdays, like, because like if there's a lot of Monday holidays, so just to avoid the holiday interfering, they just do Tuesday. But I don't know. I was worried it was gonna rain today on my dogs, but it doesn't seem to. Like, it's been sprinkling, but not thunderstorm, not like full-on rain shower, thankfully. Because I really debated on putting them up before I left this morning. Bethany and I bought our hotel for Columbus, or for GalaxyCon Columbus. So that was exciting. And it was only like $105 a night. And that's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. And we're splitting it. So that's a huge help. Thankfully, I do not have any big conventions that I have to pay for right now. I don't have any hotels I have to pay for right now. That was the last one until next year, like hotel-wise. And then we have to pay for MegaCon hotel. But again, I split that one with Bethany, so it's usually decent. And we stay almost a week. So I do think it comes out to be like $300 each for our hotel. But much better than having to pay it all by yourself. I don't love using this blue because this is the blue that I put it on, and it's not like it doesn't feel right. The color I usually use is more of like a purpley blue. But I think I'm out of the felt color. I've used this color before and it works, but I guess I need to add it to my list. Now, if somebody orders blue Splatoon hat on Etsy, I either won't sell them this one, I'll make them a new one, or I'll message them and be like, hey, are these dots okay? Because you can definitely tell that this isn't the same color that I used. And I'll do that with like my other hats too, like mostly Vaporeon. There's so many different shades of blue, and I don't mind to use a different color for conventions because people can see it and they can be like, oh, I like that blue. Or I'll be like, I also have it in this color blue if you like this color better. What? But online, I try to make sure I use the exact same color fabric that is pictured. And if I have one made and they order one, but it's a different color, I'll be like, here's a picture of the color that I have in stock. Are you okay with getting this one, or would you like to wait, you know, a few more days for me to ship it out, and I'll ship it out in the color pictured in the listing? And it varies. Sometimes people are like, oh yeah, I like that color, that's fine. I will say people like my Espeon in a lighter purple, that more like a pinky purple. But I have so much of this purple color and I don't use it for anything other than like rarity. Like actually this lighter color I don't even use for rarity. It's just, I can only use it for Espeon really. Maybe Twilight Sparkle, but I also like the lighter color purple for Twilight Sparkle. So once I get through this fabric, then I will switch to the other color for Espeon. But as of right now, that's what I have in stock and that's what I gotta use. Unless somebody wants to pay for me to order more. Because I buy it like by the bolts. And lately, to order from Joann's, you have to get basically 40 yards to get a discount. To get like a significant discount. Which is fine with white, black, dark green for like lean cats is totally fine. I've been really into watching Survivor shows, not like the TV show Survivor, but kind of. On Netflix, I've been watching, or I finished, it was called Outlast, which was like a team Survivor competition where you gotta make your own fire, gotta make your own shelter, but you're on a team. And there's 2 seasons on there. And then today I just started Alone, which is you do basically all that but by yourself. And I think they both coincidentally are in Alaska. Like that's where they drop these people off. But now my like obsessive brain is like, I want to go in the woods and I want to see if I can make my own fire. And like make my own shelter. That's the main thing I want to do, honestly, is I want to see if I can, you know, chop down some trees and make a little teepee or a lean-to. And I would just like to learn more about like what mushrooms you can and can't eat. I'm not saying that I would like eat them. I'm not trying to like actually survive, but it is something that I would like to know in case of emergency. Sometimes my spots get smaller and smaller. Okay, you got blue. We had fajitas for dinner last night. And they were good. I ate the leftover, like, some of the veggies for lunch, but I can already feel my stomach is gonna start growling any second. But speaking of budgeting, I purchased a like Uncrustable maker because I do really love Uncrustables. The main thing I love about Uncrustables is that you can just grab them from the freezer and just let them thaw, and then they're ready to eat. So I guess I don't necessarily have to have the like special cutter to make it into an Uncrustable. But then again, if it had crust on it, I don't know how the crust would taste like, or like would be frozen. So maybe that's why there's no crust on Uncrustables. Other than just people don't love crust. Am I short? Did I lose a purple? Oh, there it is. But yeah, we got a little Uncrustable thing. Joey made some for me because it came in while I was in California, and he made some and surprised me with them. And then I made some more. So I might have to grab one of those for a snack. But it is nice. I do like having, and I mean, it's so much cheaper than actual Uncrustables, you know? Those, it's like, what, a box of 4 for like $10? I think I did lose a purple. Unless I'm missing it somewhere or I knocked it off. But I'll just cut another one. I'm missing a purple spot. But I got a square one because I feel like the circle ones are like wasteful if you're on square bread. So I got a square one, and basically like you line it up right on the edge of the crust. So you're not wasting anything. They are, of course, messier because you are making them yourself, for one. And two, if you get it outside of like the perimeter that you're like squeezing your Uncrustable, then it's just gonna all come out. But I don't really care. I just freeze it, and then that all stays in place for the most part until it de-thaws. Okay. Now I have the right amount. If I lose any, or if I'm missing any, it's because I lost them. There's a Daisy May. I see you. I do see you. Thank you. Why are you booping me? Did you have fun outside? I'm like teaching Daisy to like pick stuff up and like bring it to me. But I haven't done anything like from far away. It's just been like, oh, there's something right at my feet. Let me see if she'll do it. Or if she'll even be able to see her. Oh yeah, I forget that I moved my mouse over here to make it easier. Okay. I mean, she'll easily get the toy because she knows to get toys. Get it. Get it. I say that and now she's like, what? Get the toy. Yes, bring it here. Good girl. So that's a pretty easy one. But let's say I drop this rag. Give it to me. Daisy, give it to me. Yes, oh, that's a good girl. He's a good girl. Okay, let's try one other thing. I was trying to do harder things. Like, here's... Let me make sure she can't pop it open. It's like a lotion bottle. Give it to me. Give it to me. Daisy, give it to me. Get it. Give it to me. Right here. Give it to me. She's iffy on, like, other, like, weird shapes. Give it to me. It's not a toy. Daisy, give it to me. Right here. Give it to me. Yes, thank you. So slobbery. But yeah, I think I tried to do that with a toothpaste, and she's like, I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, I'll stop for now because I'm sure you guys are annoyed. Here you go. Hearing me say, give it to me. But yeah, I want her to get like used to like different shapes too, because it's not always gonna be clothes. I think that's the main thing. Like, oh, hand me that towel, or hand me that thing that fell. But also, like, if I drop a bottle, or if I drop... What's another thing that I drop a lot? It'd be really cool if she could hand me my phone, because I drop my phone a lot, but that's a little too much. But I started doing this because when I go to move the laundry to the dryer, or take the stuff out of the dryer, she loves the dryer balls. And those fall out a lot. But she kind of thinks that those are a toy. So she kind of does that, like with the lotion bottle. She doesn't give it to me. She'll pick it up and she'll be like, I think I might leave with this. Okay. And pink is done. I already have purple in my sewing machine. I almost said embroidery machine. Because I was finishing up the Espeon. So I'm going to start on purple by doing the spots, but once I get done with that, I'm going to switch to white. Maybe not. I'm trying to think of like path of least resistance. I don't know if anyone else does that. Like, how many times can I not change my thread color? Because other than these spots, I can sew this whole thing with just white. So I think I'll do purple, and then I'll do like the different colored dots, and then we'll just use white for the rest of it. And that should be good. But once I get out of my survive in the wilderness kick, does anyone have any good recommendations for TV shows, movies, podcasts, books? I'm kind of open to anything. The books, I usually do whatever I can rent from like the library, the online like library card. Libby, I think, is one I use. But it's probably about time my book error comes back around. Might have to go get that coffee soon. Especially staring at the same color, like the purple on purple, it makes me go cross-eyed. And then I'm like, what if I just close my eyes and go to sleep? Dead by Daylight, if you guys play Dead by Daylight or know about the franchise at all, they've released a game that is kind of like, they use kind of the same characters. It's like the same world basically, but it's kind of like Until Dawn or The Quarry, whereas it's like butterfly effect. You pick your path and then those choices affect it later on in the game. And I love games like that. I haven't got to play one. Well, I guess kind of Detroit Become Human was kind of like that. Like you pick your choices and then there's a timeline and you do other things from that timeline. But I became obsessed with those type of games from watching Markiplier play Until Dawn. And I really want to play this one without watching anyone else play it first. I want to just go with it. And I think that one would be a really fun one to stream. But I have to check the price. I do think it's probably like 60 bucks. And again, we're trying to budget. We've switched to, or I say we switched, we started this week where we're not going to eat out except for like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Of course, we won't eat out all of those days, but we were eating out Tuesday or maybe another day a week, and then also eating out Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So I do think that will help quite a bit, especially if we can only do 1 or 2 times eating out on the weekends. And I'm trying to get into meal prepping. I'm not good with like pre-making stuff, like, you know, oh, let's make burrito bowls every day of the week for this week. But I can do decently well with planning what we're gonna eat for like dinner each day. And then that way we get everything at the grocery and only have to make one grocery run. Speaking of, I'm making this like chicken pot pie in the crock pot type thing. And I forgot that I probably need to stir it, so probably go do that, give it a stir. I'm gonna get me a homemade Uncrustable. I'll show you guys what it looks like. And I'm gonna eat it. And then I'll go ahead and run to the bathroom too. So. And I might as well get my coffee while I'm up, okay? We'll do all of it. I just found out that Hot Topic in my town is selling Has-Been merch. Ooh, that is one. Thank you for mentioning that. I need to get some Has-Been merch. I think Has-Been and Hello Boss are going to be really big at Anime Inc. Thank you, Miss Raven. Appreciate it. Even though I know you didn't mean to spark my brain, you did. And I'll definitely have to check that out. I think Joey and I are going to go look at some game shops this weekend. So there's a Hot Topic there. I'll see what they got. All right, I'm going to throw up I'm gonna throw up the Be Right Back screen. Well, no, it's fine. I'll leave it. That way, if my puppies come to say hi, you can see them. But I will mute my mic. All right, be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let me click this back on here. This actually works pretty good. Let me know if you guys are getting any like rustling or anything, but from what I can tell, the mic's not touching my shirt or the lanyard, so shouldn't get any rustling. But still pretty frozen. Here's my little, my homemade Uncrustable. It's definitely not as pretty. It is warped, but it will taste good. It's still frozen though, so we'll set it over here. I can definitely tell that I like my Uncrustables more peanut buttery. I think that's the way that they kind of make it in the store, or like the store ones too. And I think it's because, and I think maybe they do like peanut butter jelly in the middle. Because the jelly kind of goes everywhere. So I think that's why they have a lot of peanut butter in theirs. Which I'm okay with, because it's more like protein. Jelly isn't as good for me. Definitely excited about having a 10 by 10 at Anime Inc. to myself. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna know what to do with all that space. How do you find shows? So like for artists, alley type, like conventions, I usually, let's see. I'm trying to think of like what I first do. There's like I think an animecons.com or something. Like if you search Comic Cons in my area or anime conventions in my area, there's a website that has a lot of the like bigger known conventions, but like smaller stuff is kind of word of mouth, what other people have been to. I know when I was moving, the way that I found a lot of like the ones that I hadn't done before in that area was searching the Artist Alley Facebook page, the like, yeah, Artist Alley Network Friends or whatever. There's also a Discord. And I kind of just searched the state that I was in and see what other people had mentioned and make sure I stay away from any that they don't recommend. But also, yeah, just asking, following people on Instagram, seeing which ones they go to if I know that they're like live kind of close to me. And then for these little ones lately, like the one day that I've been doing like in my area, it's been through Facebook. And so if you ever are on Facebook and you see a event that you're like, oh, I like that and it's close to me, like click on it and like it or follow or whatever. And of course, Facebook follows everything you do. So then it'll send you more of that stuff. So it's like, oh, this person really likes Renaissance fairs. How about this Ren Fair? Or how about this theater show that's about Ren Fair? Like that whole thing. Like they will send all kind of sponsored ads your way. So that's how I found out about, I found out PosmCon through one of my friends, but there's other ones that have been like, there's like a Cumberland Con that's in that area, Cryptid, a lot of littler events. I forgot to make a coffee. It won't take long, but I'm excited to see what you'll do with a 10x10 space and how you'll utilize this space. I'll be vending there as well. Very excited. That's awesome. I'll definitely have to check you out. Do you use the same name for your business? Viperous Grail? If not, and you don't mind, drop the name that you'll be like, so I can look for like table number or name. Yeah, no problem. Okay, let me go check. Let me go make a coffee real quick. This is a baby one. This is a little baby. I have these sticky notes that I put on our fridge, and it's they're attached to each other and they all fell. So it's like an accordion down there. Oh my gosh! I almost poured the whole coffee down the counter. So sorry guys if that was loud. I know Joey said sometimes my mic doesn't pick up here, but oh, that was almost bad. My heart. Okay, let me pour a little more coffee because I didn't get very much. Okay, let's go. Oh. It's like one of those big Starbucks jug things. Like the big cold brew with the green cap. And I was holding it like this. And I guess it just like felt like it slipped. Oh. Okay, now I have too much stuff over here. Okay, we're done with the hot glue gun. It's cooled. Da-da-da. It gets very fuzzy when I leave. Okay. Basically, I almost dropped all the coffee, like the big jug of Starbucks coffee. But luckily I only spilled a little bit. South of Wonderland. Oh, okay. You've been here with that name before, I think. Yeah. I'll have to come check you out. I wonder when they release the map, I will look and see where we're all placed. I requested to be next to my friends Nella and Pendragon. How do you know which shows are worth the risk of traveling to? That's a good question. You honestly never know. I just try to pay attention to my costs. So if the table is pretty cheap, then I might take the risk, even if other people said like it's not the best. And then hotel, I of course don't get anything crazy. I usually try to stay 15 minutes at least away to make it cheaper. But I kind of use it as like, oh, Joey and I are gonna get like a little vacation anyways. So if I lose money on hotel, but we have a good time, then it's fine. It was just like a little vacation. But definitely ones that are close by that I can drive through. I will give honestly any one-day shows a try. That's what I'm like starting to lean more towards, other than sticking to like my main big ones like KatsuCon, MegaCon, Lexington Comic Con. Because I would rather make $500, $600 at one Saturday show that's like 2 hours away than I would profiting $1,000 on a 2 to 3 day show. Because then I don't have to get someone to watch our dogs. We're not gone the whole weekend. We have like Friday and Sunday to recoup till we get back into the swing of things. So I would definitely look into like some one-day shows if you can, if you've got some stuff around you, little markets. Right now, school fairs are really popular. If they have different names, but like craft markets at schools. They're doing a lot of fundraisers right now, getting ready for Christmas, or like Christmas shows, theater shows. They're probably not raising money for prom yet, but I know I did one in Delaware that was at a school, and they were raising money for, I think, graduation for the next year. But they did it in December so that everyone could come and buy Christmas presents from these like artists. So those are really big right now. And you, depending on what you make, some people might not be into it. You might run into the people that are like, oh, this is so expensive, or like, who wants to buy that? But you're also going to get the like nerds and people that are going to be like, oh my gosh, I love this. My brother, like, I can't find anything for him here. He would love this. Or, you know, my dad, you know, I'm not just dads and brothers, but usually at those craft fairs and stuff, you don't usually find stuff for your brothers and your dads. So if they're nerdy, it works. So yeah, doing one-day ones, especially if you're just starting, is really nice because you don't usually have to spend a whole lot of money up front. Sometimes it's free for a table as long as you show up. Sometimes it's $20, $25, just a donation. The most I think that I've paid for a one day is like $70. And I think that was Dover. So that was one that was very much more established. Yes, I try to pop in here if I can whenever you go live, and we are very excited to meet you there. We'll definitely make sure to come find you as well. Yay, thank you. I'll have to check. The coffee's getting to me. I'll have to come check your stuff out too. I'm gonna try to talk slower. I'm getting too excited. But I think it's gonna be a fun time. No tattoos for me this year though, on a budget, but I can't wait to see everyone's tattoos. So if you guys get a tattoo at Enemy Ink, come show me because I would love to see it. Last year was the first time that Joey and I both got tattoos. Our very first tattoos were at Enemy Ink. Thank you, that helps. I'm always so scared to waste a weekend by picking a slow show. Yeah, and it'll happen. Like, I just come prepared. Bring stuff to work on if you can. Like, draw. Bring your Nintendo Switch. Bring crochet stuff, sewing stuff, whatever. Be prepared if it might be slow. But if you have the money to take a shot, I say do it, because that's what I do. If I have the extra money to be like, oh, you know, this one is a 4-hour drive, but it's a city I haven't been to before, so we get to eat good food, or hopefully find some good food. But yeah, when I first started out, I did little conventions that were only an hour away, and they were anime themed. They were actually like Pokemon themed. And then I started working my way up to a 3-day that was 2 hours away. and I had to get a hotel. Also highly recommend if you guys are staying at a lot of hotels, there's free ones that you can sign up for. I think Marriott Rewards you can sign up for. Choice Rewards is free. Hyatt maybe has a free one. And then if you can afford one and it works for you, getting a either Capital One like Venture or Marriott is my top choice for hotel. Those I think are good credit cards for like your first, maybe not your first credit card. I recommend Discover for your first credit card because they're very good about like not high APRs and stuff like that. But if you need like a business credit card and you're like, I'm going to make the leap and I'm going to do all my business charges on this card, Capital One is really good because you can buy flights, hotels, rental cars. You can even use it on Amazon purchases. Those points all go towards all those things you can use it on. And then they have extra percentages like, oh, this week, if you buy from Vistaprint, you get 6% cash back. And they do things like that. So they do pair with Vistaprint a lot, which is, I know, is popular for me for business cards. And then Marriott is good because Marriott hotels are usually really nice. And usually they have some kind of deal. If you charge so much within 3 months, you get 5 free nights. And that's how I was able this year at Anime Inc. We're staying like walking distance and for free. I don't have to pay any kind of hotel for Anime Inc. because I'm using my free nights that I got by spending, I think it was $3,000, so it was quite a bit, like $3,000 in 3 months. That's when I bought my new PC. So, I know it's kind of hard to do, but if you get that deal and you have if you're like, oh, I need to make big purchases, like I'm buying a new sewing machine or something, definitely check out Marriott because, yeah, 5 free nights, and I only use 3 of the 5, so we have 2 more nights that like Joey and I can go stay somewhere for free, and they usually expire like in a year. So as long as I use them before summer of next year or something, it should be fine. I do like Southwest, but honestly, I kind of like Capital One more because if Southwest has expensive flights, I go on Capital One and I can fly American Airlines for like $300 cheaper, and I can use my Capital One points for that. Very nice. Sorry, credit card tangent. I try to make sure I can see this green light because if my mic dies, I might not know. But you guys are usually good about being like, your mic died. Let's see, what's that other? Yeah, definitely if you follow a lot of artists, like if you have an Instagram, keep an eye on the conventions that the people go to that you follow. But yeah, Facebook recently has really they've been pushing events on me. I'm gonna try to look into a few more. My October is pretty booked. But like November, I think I only have 1, maybe 2. I'm waiting to hear back from one, like little bitty, or not little bitty, but little one day. But November's a good time, and early December to get those little markets where people are Christmas shopping. And some of them, I think the one I did in Delaware, I didn't have a whole lot of inventory anyways. My grandpa had just passed away, and like I just got back the day before from the visiting my family for the funeral. So that one little Christmas event in Delaware is kind of a blur, but I think I made at least like $300, and I didn't stress about it. You know, I didn't really prep for it. I kind of just came with what I had. And I believe it was like $25. They're using the money for the space. Like, you pay the money for the space, and they were using that money for, I think, graduation. But some of them, like one of the ones around here, you have to apply for it. And I didn't get accepted one time, and I was like, that's okay. I don't want to be there anyways. So I didn't really care for that much, being like, here's a little market, apply for it, show us what you got. But I feel that. I don't think my aesthetic fit their stuff anyways, but don't be advertising that you got empty spots. If you're gonna be picky, you know? Oh, I need to check with my friend. She actually sent me one that there was like a band competition. I think I talked about this in one of my lives. And I was like, actually, that would be probably a pretty good place to try to sell at, like for band kids. But I think I might have missed it. I don't remember if it was in September or October. Yes, let me make a list right now. Of like top things I want to make for Anime Inc. Because I definitely want, I have Lethal Company. I do want some Lethal Company, guys. I'm completely out. But has been. I know I have that Blitz hat that I can make that is from Hello Boss. Oh, the pig, Angel's pig. I would like to make that as a little plushie. I think that would be good. And then stuff that my niece can help me cut tomorrow that I can then work on is Lethal Company, Fresno. I was so close to like Fresno, California. At least I think. I saw signs for Fresno. I could still have been like an hour away. But I was like, Fresno Nightcrawler. I'm putting squids and octolings. I'm putting Korok, but I think I have a few, but I still want more. I made some screams and no face. I think I only have like 5 or 6. I'd like to go with at least 10, but I'll try to check my tallies from last year. I don't think they did amazing. I think they did like okay. Probably we'll work on some bucket hats. Because I'm out of Korok, Driftloom. I got blue Pikmin. But I have to find the right color blue to match the hat part. And then there's a lot of beanies that I would like to make. I don't have any curvy beanies. I made a sign for Possum Fest, but kind of for Anime Inc. I just needed to print something else out on paper, so I went ahead and printed this sign too. And it's like, all embroidery files are digitized by me, and beanies are made in-house. And the main reason I made that was because at Anime Inc. last year, there was another artist that had a problem thinking that I've mentioned this before, but thinking I stole their beanie designs or that I was copying theirs, when both of our beanie designs, not all of them, but the ones that they were talking about, pretty generic faces. Not a lot you can change about them. And technically we're both copying somebody else's design anyways, so that's a whole nother fight. But I made it because I'm not doing that again. I'm going to publicly say I make all these myself. There's no like, oh, I took these from someone else. Oh, I'm stealing somebody else's embroidery files. No. I'm putting in the work. I didn't just buy this off of someone's Etsy. And if you do, that's fine. I'm just saying, it's not like I screenshotted your thing, threw it in a digitizing program, and was like, whoop, it did it all for me. Had to use my brain. So I put that sign up there. But the other cool thing about having that sign up there is that another artist at Possum Fest came up to me and was like, oh, I see that you digitize like files. Do you do like commissions? Like, could I commission you to digitize something for me? I was like, yeah, I could totally do that. I was like, I don't have a set like rate. I don't know how much to charge yet. I would say it would depend on, of course, how difficult it was. If it was a simple eye, mouth, then, you know, $5 and you can have the file and make as much as you want with it. But of course, if it's more like a patch, then it's going to depend on how long it took me to digitize it. And I mean, I charge myself $20 an hour minimum for like all the sewing stuff I do. But for me to spend an hour digitizing something, just digitizing, not even like running it on the machine, that it'd have to be pretty hefty. I'm still learning how to digitize my own stuff for embroidery. Me too. I'm still learning. And it's funny, the girl that asked me if I did it, she said that she has her own embroidery machine and she's tried to do some digitizing, but she just gets lost. And I asked her what embroidery software she was using, because I figured it was a free one because they're expensive. And she just said she was using Inkscape or Inkstitch or something. And I tried to use that one, already coming to it with previous knowledge of how to embroider digitized, and I couldn't comprehend it. That had too much stuff that I needed to be thrown my way at the time. And the thing with that, I think, like Inkscape or whatever it is, you can do a whole lot of other stuff on it too. It's not just embroidery, and I think that's where I got overwhelmed. I even watched tutorials, and I was like, just show me how to make a circle. Show me how to draw a circle. Show me how to fill and how to do an outline, and then how to move the little nodes, and that's it. Just I can do the rest. I had Inkspace recommended to me recently. I want to try it, but I also need to get back in Hatch and learn. And that's what I was gonna say. Inkscape, so confused. Watched some tutorials, couldn't get it. Did the free trial for Hatch, loved it. I only needed like one YouTube video, and I had it. It was like perfect. I was like, this is what I wanted. So then I spent the like $800 that was on sale to get Hatch. So I highly recommend Hatch. If you guys are ever interested, I could do a simple tutorial on YouTube and show you guys what I know. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I'm missing, and there's a lot of things that I could be doing that would save me time, but I know how to do things that I want to do and need to do at the moment, and I was like, oh, it's perfect. But I told the girl that was telling me she was struggling, I was like, I have a software recommendation. It's free, but it was made in 1996 and hasn't been touched since. But there's only like 2 tutorials from this one guy, and it's simple, and it's, you know, there's not a whole lot that you could do in 1996, so it's bare minimum. But the software does crash, so, and you can't go back. You have to save every single time you make a new piece. But I mean, it worked. That was for the first, like, up until actually last Christmas, I got Hatch for Christmas. All the files before that were made on that software. So years of embroidery files, I used that. It's called Sophie Sew. It's very buggy, but as long as you save as often as possible, it's not too bad of a headache. But you know, that's how I got to Hatch. Like, you know, what's the saying? Sophie Sew walked. So I walked on Sophie Sew so that I could run on Hatch. That's not the saying, but you know what I mean. I'm currently getting a new to me 4-needle machine service, so Hatch has to wait for me. However, tutorials are welcome. Beginner-friendly plush patterns, question mark? OMG, I can't spell and type today, apparently. That's okay. I never judge anyone on spelling, because my brain gets faster than my fingers, and I don't proofread as often as I should. So it's like I'm trying to type a whole nother language. Beginner plush patterns, though, I would love to do more. I have an Among Us plush pattern on my YouTube. It's pretty I would say it's very beginner friendly. And then I have Appa, but again, that one's not beginner friendly. But I would love to do more beginner plushies. The problem is I just don't have a lot of beginner plushies. I want to turn my Lethal Company one is on the embroidery machine. But I think that could easily be turned into a sewing machine file, like super easily. Because then that way some people that don't have embroidery machines can still make like Lethal Company plushies. The owls, like the Saki and Riku that I make, I would love to take that pattern and just turn it into like an owl pattern. But there's parts about it that I'm like, oh, I don't know if it would be beginner. I don't know. Like, it does get a little complicated with some parts, but I really want to do more tutorials, though. So keep harassing me about it. Keep asking me to do different tutorials and stuff, because that's what I want to do. I know I'm not going to be able to go to anime conventions forever. So I would love to have a mix of conventions and tutorials on my YouTube. To keep it going. What? What? Got attitude? And I'm hoping, since I closed down my Patreon, that'll give me more time. That'll give me more time to put into making patterns and stuff. But I just gotta hold myself accountable. Oh, birdie do birdie. Do you guys see him? Look at the handsome boy. He is a handsome boy. Goodbye. This blue on blue doesn't make me go as cross-eyed because they're not as close as the other colors are. I want to get my owl bear. It's sitting over here. Pattern done. I haven't touched that since I did it on the live months ago. But I want to make more. Like, I would sell that as is. There's some things I want to tweak, but I do think it would sell just like that. So maybe I can get some made for Anime Inc. I know I've had a couple people request I bring them to MegaCon. So I have to for sure have them by MegaCon. And especially with MegaCon, I've been to that one almost 5 years now. So I have to bring new stuff like every time. Otherwise, I might not make any sales because most of the time it's the same people. I'm just nervous because I think last year we moved in like November. So I of course didn't have any conventions until like February, which was KatsuCon, and then MegaCon was like pretty close to it. So I had November, December, January, and some of February. So I basically had 3 months to prep for KatsuCon and MegaCon. And it's not even close to November yet, but I'm just like, I should be preparing for those already. And now I have Columbus, GalaxyCon Columbus in December. And even though I've sold in Columbus, I think I'll do decently well. I know it's not a big crazy convention. It's still kind of new, but GalaxyCon does carry like followers, if that makes sense, like attendee followers. So I'm hoping for at least 2,000. Which means I would like to have like 5,000 worth of inventory. And then anything that doesn't sell there would go to MegaCon and LCTC. I don't know when we hear back from KatsuCon, but if I get in again, I'm gonna really have to debate if I go. Like, it's gonna take a lot of thinking, because I think it is right after MegaCon, because MegaCon moved theirs up to like Super Bowl weekend, and then KatsuCon is usually like Valentine's Day weekend, somewhere around there. And then also, Lexington Comic-Con is like less than a month after, Lexington Comic-Con is a month after MegaCon, and I paid $1,000 for a big 10x10 space there, and I want to make it count. I bought a big one in hopes that like Bethany will be able to share it with me, but she's not sure yet. It depends on work. I have to get some more white thread soon. I have some in my travel bag, but oh, I saw that I like lagged out a little bit. Maybe it's fixed now. But it was either like I pay the $1,000 or I pay, like, I kind of am starting to need a bigger space. I can manage off of just one table, but it'd be nice to have more space. And so the next option was pay like somewhere around like $300 for like 2 tables or something. But they were gonna put us on a different floor than everything else. I forgot I had makeup on. So I was like, they're moving things. I think I would just like to splurge a little bit, get a big space, just try it. If I'm like, I didn't make a significantly more amount than I did just having 2 tables, so I'll just go back down to 2 tables. Then I will, but I'd been wanting to upgrade for a while, so I was like, this is my time to try it out. And with that one, it's like 2 hours, so theoretically I could drive back and forth. But I do know a couple people that I could potentially split hotel with if we decide that we don't want to drive back and forth. And it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I don't think we have to set up on Thursday because it's like comic book premiere. And so then if that's the case and they're okay with me setting up on Friday, then that's one less hotel stay. One of the game stores Joey and I went to this weekend was playing like video game soundtracks. And when we first walked in, it was like Animal Crossing, which is kind of what this music is reminding me of. Then they played the freaking Mario Kart Grand Circuit or whatever. I don't know. Joey named it and I couldn't remember. I was like, is this Rainbow Road? That's the only one I could think of. Other than Moo Moo Meadows. But he was bobbing. I was like, yeah. And I think, because you know, like a lot of streamers play video game music. And I think it's because it's technically not copyrighted, or they can't like copyright strike you, because if you're playing that game live, then they wouldn't be getting any like clout, because then they would be copywriting every Twitch streamer that's playing the game. So I think that's kind of why like Animal Crossing, like Nintendo music is kind of free game to use as like background music. That's my guess. That's just me technically making assumptions, but it makes sense. And I know some people use it like in the background of their like YouTube videos as like little chill music. sew up these spittoon ears. Because I need a little change of scenery from circles. I have to sew the bottom, like the suction cups, on the white part of the hats, but I'm like, it's just a bigger circle. No more circles right now. That's the only negative about doing factory like style work when it comes to sewing. I have a friend that's going to help me do a con. That's awesome. It's always nice to have help because I assume you do a lot like solo ones, right? So having help is always nice. It's always good to have company. That's another good thing, like if you know, can have someone help you, hopefully that you don't have to like pay, like hopefully if it's like a brother, sister, family member of some kind, best friend, that they can come and help you, but you don't have to pay them. But in case it's like super slow, at least you guys have each other. And then also then you can walk around and take turns looking at stuff or doing things, and it won't seem so like boring and slow. Oh, okay. I have my parents that help me, but they're always working. Gotcha. So this will be fun, yeah, to have your parents too, because I mean, to have your friend instead of your parents, because I'm sure you're gonna have a whole lot more fun with them. Do you guys ever just put into perspective, like if you're ever like, I want to work a 9-to-5 job, or you do work a 9-to-5 job, but then you come home and you work on your own stuff and you're like, I made, like if I finish all these in this live, all these hats, this will be $150. That's if I sell them for $50, but $150 in like what, if I end the stream, it'll be like 4 hours. And then you're like, I don't even make that in a day at my 9-to-5. And that's why I get so conflicted. And I'm like, I don't want to work a 9-to-5. I can make more money at home. But the money at home doesn't come as fast, if that makes sense. Like, and for me, usually it doesn't require as much work at a 9-to-5. Like if I'm just sitting there and I enter numbers and stuff in a computer, I don't have to exert as much energy, as much brain power. And I could do my bare minimum and I'll still get, you know, however much a day. But the payouts for working at home are usually big money payouts at one time. So then you gotta learn to budget. Stress of everything. The friend is gonna help me buy the booth. Oh, okay. Are they gonna sell stuff too? Sorry, somebody else messaged me on Instagram and said they were gonna be at Anime Inc. The more that this thaws, the more it falls apart. Back to circles. I might make a few like bell bags, fossils, and leaves. Like, when I say a few, I mean like maybe 3 of each, just to help fill out the table. Since I will have like a 10 by 10. Minecraft stuff is nice to sell at those little markets too. I've sold a mini of Creeper at the smaller events, but don't list that stuff online because they don't like that. They're just helping me financially and they live out of state. Okay. That's always nice to have help. Every little bit helps. When I first started doing conventions, I was like sharing a room, of course, with anyone that I could, or not anyone, but like my friends, if I could. And then there was one point that because I wanted, to be as cheap as possible, I slept on the floor of someone's hotel room. And I honestly probably would still do that now. I'd probably like bring an air mattress or something comfortable now that I'm older. But I usually, if I'm going, I would do that if I was going by myself. Like, I wouldn't have Joey do that. But like, if it saved me money, I'd be like, can I stay with you? Can I stay with you? Please. And yeah, make my hotel room as cheap as possible. I do local cons. Local cons are always nice. No rush to get there, no rush to leave. Usually you can pack your lunch. Or have someone bring you lunch. yeah, I think the next time possibly if I do Katsucon, and I just wish they gave us more of a heads up, but I would try to get a room at the Gaylord, but I would have to split it with someone. So I'd have to be like, listen, do you have any extra space at all in the closet, in the bathroom, wherever? I do the one on in my town, and others are 45 minutes away. That's good. That is a good time frame. Good locations. Yeah, when I get off here, I'm probably either gonna print out or make fake money so I can try to do a budget binder, or I'm gonna look up some more like little events in the area and see if I can fill up my November with like little one-day shows. What did I do? Sharing at the Gaylord is a definite need. It's so ridiculously expensive. It is. And I was saying in my, I think last Katsucon video, I was like, I'm gonna try to get Gaylord next year because it would help me with the Wi-Fi problem, because a lot of people that were staying there could connect to the Wi-Fi. But those rooms are still expensive. Like, I would still have to share, and I don't think 4 people splitting it would still be worth it. So, I don't know. I know a lot of people asked people that were staying at the Gaylord for their, like, Wi-Fi, like, their room information for their Wi-Fi. And I was like, maybe that's just what I'm gonna have to do next year. Maybe if I just have a friend that's staying, but, like, I'm not staying with them. Because I know a lot of attendees that go, and they split with all their, like, cosplay friends. Maybe I can be like, hey, can you just, like, give me, like, what your room number is with your last name, or whatever it is. Whatever the login is. Because I think it's ridiculous. They say that, like, for MagFest, they have free Wi-Fi. So there is a way that either Katsucon can pay for the Wi-Fi for us, or the convention center can just give us free Wi-Fi. Like, it is possible. I'm gonna do Anime Milwaukee in 2026 or 2027. Ooh, that'll be fun. We love a good goal. Yeah, I don't know anything about that one though. I hope it's a good one. I hope your brother lives near there. Okay, perfect. So then you'll at least know someone. know your way around. Maybe they know their way around. Oh, that'll be nice too. You can just ship your stuff to them. All right, just one more circle. And then we're done with circles. I'm scared I'm gonna spill my coffee all over me. I started watching One Piece anime before I went to California. But since I've been back, it's been Survivor shows. Let me write down Dungeon Meshi 2. Ew, did you say ew to One Piece? Oh goodness. Dungeon Meshi. The thing about Anime Walkie is it's juried, so I hope I'll get in. Okay. Yeah, now I see why you're like 2026 or 2027. Just kind of preparing for one of them, hopefully. Or both. If it's a good one. I'm just stuffing these little suction cup things, and to avoid like spending as much time, I don't take it off the sewing machines. I just stuff it while the needle's still there. And it works. Very handy. Oh, my back is stiff. Oh my gosh. Stop it. All this stuff is falling off the bottom of my machine. Alright, now we're going to pin this together. Daisy is side-eyeing me. Now we get to sew a lot of straight lines. We're good on squeakoids though. I mean, I have a lot of shake squeakoids and not a lot of squeeze squeakoids. But that's an easy fix. I can swap out the squeakers. And I was just thinking the other day, because since I have Hatch, I'm trying to slowly switch over to like what things can I do on my embroidery machine to sew and cut a whole bunch of little pieces. That way I don't have to cut them out individually, like for my hats and stuff. And one of them is Appa noses and ears and horns, honestly. And it wouldn't take out a huge chunk of my time, but it definitely would save me some time if I had those just like spent, honestly, 30 minutes, make a new file that has that, and then make 10 ears, 10 noses, and then have them to like just grab the next time I make it. Like that would save me time. And for hats, it would be a big help to do Haunter and Gengar. They have the little like spikies, and I usually either I cut them or I have somebody else cut them, and that takes a while, and then you have to sew them up. But if I have my machine sew them up and then I can cut them, it saves time from having to like pin a pattern and like cutting and then sewing it up. It's already sewn up and then you just cut it out. So I'm trying to take the time to do that. So I have a couple of Haunter and Gengar hats that the main part is cut out and it's in the drawers, but the little spikies aren't. So I'm like, every time I look at them, I'm like, I'm gonna make an embroidery file for that. I just need to make a list of all the things I want to do on the embroidery, because every time I open up my embroidery, I'm like, I don't know. I know I want to make this, but I don't know what else I'm gonna do. And then I just make that one thing and I'm done. But if I had a list, I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to make Gengar Haunter horns. Oh, I want to make Appa noses. then the next time I open it up, it'll be ready and I can just make it. Hi. This is Cass, right? Long time no talk. Seventh grade? That's awesome. Whoop whoop. Hope it's going good for ya. Yeah, my niece graduates this year, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I wish I could use. Oh my goodness, what? I don't know what you want from me. I wish I could use her as like my intern, but she doesn't seem really interested in it when she comes and cuts stuff. So I haven't gave her anything like difficult to work on either. I think the last time she came and cut stuff, I was like, yeah, if you don't mind it, I'll give you more difficult stuff to work on and I'll pay you more. If you cut the more difficult stuff, like pay you more by the hour. Cause she didn't like cutting. I have her like cut things like this, like the big long strips. And she like gets bored of it. And I'm like, well, I can give you more difficult stuff to cut and it'll like take you longer. But I'll pay you more. But it's gonna be like, I don't think it's as fun to cut like the little tiny stuff. I would rather just cut these long pieces all day. What are you working on? I am working on Splatoon hats. We're pinning them together right now. And then we'll sew them all up. We have a purple, a pink, and a blue. And they are going to be for sale at Anime Inc. Joey's gambling. Cass is gambling. gonna say something and I forgot what I was thinking of. Oh, I was gonna write down. I think I might also work on Kirby's while my niece is here. If she doesn't come, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like, cause like her being here keeps me like, I gotta work. Kind of like the live. It keeps me focused. It keeps me in this room. But if she doesn't come, I might just stay at my stepdad's shop all day. But I haven't prepared myself to stay there all day because I usually like to take stuff in hand sew, and I don't really have anything to hand sew. I would come if I live near you. I would totally take that extra help. I would pay. Leaves. Bell bags. And fossils. I think I have a little bit of the fossil fabric left, and once that's gone, I don't know if I'll buy anymore. Bell bags usually sell the best. What are you guys doing? Oh, you being nice to Riddles? You better be. You better be. Got a stack of Splatoon hats going on over here. Daisy, did you see her? Where? I don't... She might be outside. Daisy! She might have ran in and ran out and I missed her. Oberdober was the one that was panting in my face. Yeah, I was showing off Daisy's retrieval skill earlier. I was having her pick up stuff for me. Now, if only she would like put her toys away. All the toys are outside now. Like, they don't make it back in the house once they go outside. So we don't really have a lot of toys sitting around our house anymore like we used to. But I tried before to like get her to put the toys in the box. And she just picks it up and tries to give it to me. I'm like, okay, now drop it in the box. But it's hard to like teach them new things when there's other dogs around, because they are also like, oh, are we getting treats? Are we getting food? I'll do stuff too. My dogs don't even play with toys. Oh. That's no fun. I have to see. My niece also said that she was going to bring me a bunch of her old dog toys because she gave away one of her dogs, and I was like, yeah, I will take the toys. If you don't want them, if you don't have a need for them, they'll probably just drag them out to the yard, but it's okay. We gotta get some kind of mat to go by the doggy door. And now that we have a doggy door, maybe we can get one of those that's like a little thicker, because we don't usually open the door anymore. But the reason I didn't get that before is because the door, I'm afraid, would get like stuck on it and then it would just drag the rug. She's About to win in the amount of animals that you have. Is she getting a new dog? Because she has all the border collies, right? Or is that you all that have? No, but so many snakes. Okay, so out of all the animals. Two dart frogs. Oh my goodness. It's an animal house for sure. My brothers used to have a snake once. I was too young to remember it, but my mom talks about it a lot. Oh my gosh, somebody's favoriting my Etsy stuff. My phone keeps going off. Oh, Daisy is here. Hi, baby. She's right behind me. I can't see her. Or did she come in? Because I yelled her name and she didn't do anything. Maybe she's knocked out. She's asleep. We have 15 animals in all. She has 9 plus animals. Okay. Yeah. It's more than we have. I don't know why Obi's over here mean mugging me. You guys see this? I'm sure he hates that. I hate that when, like, I'm falling asleep and then Joey's just, like, staring at me and, like, I'm not all the way asleep until I open my eyes and then he's just staring at me. I'm like, stop. Why are you looking at me?
Can I pet that dog?
Can I pet that dog?
No. Can I pet that dog?
No. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else is like that, but I'm like when I'm falling asleep and I just look and he's like looking at me. I'm like, what? It's like I'm being judged for falling asleep. Like, just let me nap. Just let me take a little nap. I just learned where that meme came from. There's a video of like a kid wanting to pet a bear. But that one, I think that's the most popular, but it's not actually like, the sound's not from the kid, like, can I pet that dog? It's not about a bear. It is about a dog. Because if you listen further, she's like, no, it's sleeping. So, it's actually talking about a dog. But I've seen a lot of them being like, oh yes, the bear. I mean, I will have to triple check that. But everyone that I've seen with the bear, the audio doesn't line up. Because I'm like, why would she say it's sleeping? That bear is clearly moving. Unless there is one with a bear and it's sleeping. I haven't seen that one though.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO. Liftoff of mission 41U, the first flight of the orbit Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
There was a Daisy. I saw her. I saw a Daisy May.
Discovery, go and throttle up. Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of special vehicle function.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead. I wasn't gonna finish it, but I'm gonna flip it inside out, sew the ear on. That way we are finishing them as we go. There's a pep rally at school, and I was helping set up for one of us had to be the mascot, but thankfully it was not me. Oh goodness. Yeah, I don't know if it was like summertime too, but I would hate to wear any kind of mascot in the heat. But I always just think about them as being smelly too, but I don't know. I would love to be the mascot. Oh yeah? You'd make a really good mascot. Because then maybe like no one would know who you were, so you would like wouldn't care and you just do whatever. Not fun. The person was sweating like crazy. Oh goodness. Yeah. Those things are not usually well ventilated either. Oh yeah, I didn't ever put Kirby's on the list. I don't know why I keep closing this. My friend is about to join. Hi. Hi. Is this like the friend that's came before? Is this a new friend? Okay, I'm gonna do Kirby's too. Yes, Angel. Okay, so not Angel. Got it. I want to do black Kirby's. I need feet and arms, really. Blue. I definitely need to do pink. Probably blue. And maybe gray. That should be good. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, is it Bun Christie? It's a really cool font, so I can't tell if that's a Sun or Bun. It's very tiny. I think it's Bun. Welcome. making Splatoon hats. They're sewing away. We got about an hour left. In the live. And I should definitely be able to get these Splatoon hats done. And hopefully, maybe some time to prep some stuff that I can work on tomorrow. Yeah, you'll get some Duke loot by just chatting. I think you'll get some in like 5 minutes. Probably less than that now. I think it's exclamation point points, I think. And you can see how many you have, which it'll probably be 0 right now. But once you get some, then you can gamble it and you can get more. But you can also lose them, so... So yeah, just stick around a little bit and then you'll get some and then you can use it for some stuff. Yeah, I have little like sound bites you can use. They should be in the description, most of the sound bites. You can also do, you can start a heist. But you have to be able to have a little bit of money, I think, to join the heist. A little bit of Duke loot. I think you can join with like 5. Yeah, top shows top 10 of who has the most points. There's also a duel, but sometimes that one doesn't work. Okay, so I need a new label printer. I tried a different cord. I've had this label printer for 4 years now and it was used. Does anybody have a label printer that they recommend? Or has anybody done like sponsors where they've reached out to a label printer? Because I would love to do my first like sponsor and get to show off a label printer. I haven't done any research on it yet, so I need to like look it up. But I do know that that's one of the things that I've seen people get like sponsored, like given for free, and they like make a YouTube video for it. But I've never done anything like that, so I'm like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know if I reach out. I don't know if they reach out. YouTube did start a thing, though, where you can set up a page on your YouTube and people can come to you and, like, check out this page that you can, like, kind of customize and decide if they want to offer you like some kind of promotion or anything, which is pretty cool because then it's like through YouTube. So if like you're on YouTube and you're gonna do your ad on YouTube, it's all in one place instead of like, oh, it's in your email, oh, you gotta go to this website. There you go. You got 10 points. Just take some time. Now, if you cash in a redeem, I do think it's 10 points, right? It's like 5 or 10. So if you do a redeem, it'll play a cool little sound, but you won't get anything. It's just a cool sound. Yeah, or you can gamble. Let's see if it lets you gamble 5. I'm not sure if there's like a minimum. I don't think I did a minimum. But if it doesn't let you do 5, it might be 10, might be the minimum. I heard it. My poop is coming. That one's so quiet. I think, at least on my side it is. Some of them are louder than others. I guess it just depends on like the whatever I recorded it at. Storming? Is that just a truck? You didn't hear it? I heard it a little bit, so it was probably really soft. Ah, crap. I forgot I have makeup on. Lately, the only time I've been putting, like, eyeliner on is for lives, or if I'm doing, like, a video of some sort. I might be back. Gotta do some lawn work. Okay. Have fun. Good luck. Stay hydrated if you're outside in the heat at all. Bye. Thanks for stopping by. I've been using the back of these paintbrushes. They actually work really nice because it's got like a sloped tip to use as a stuffing stick when I'm in here. And it works very nice. And I have plenty to choose from. All right, we're almost done with the purple one. What's your all's favorite Splatoon colors? Do you have one? I really like the teal color. And my favorite, like if you're doing a splat war, is teal against pink because it looks like cotton candy, or like the Twix. The Twix makes the yogurt that's like blue and pink. But I think that one's really cool. Pretty colors. Alright, we'll sew up this side, and then we'll sew both sides together. I wonder if I should attempt to make a Team Magma hood for Anime Ink, and then it'll be more expensive than the Team Aqua bandana, but I think people would understand, like, rightfully so. But not like a whole hood and the shirt, just kind of the hood part. Alright, so like here's one half of the hat. I'm gonna have to trim some of this off. And then we just match it to this side of the hat. I can't forget to put a tag in it so people know where it's from. Ow. Aqua and Magma on beanies? Ooh. Magma just has the M, right? And then Aqua is like the little, I mean, and technically I guess it's an A, but it's like a little oval. That could be cool. I like that idea, love. And the skull. Team Skull, do they have an actual skull? Or do they have like a symbol? And then for Team Aqua, I don't know if I have the color blue. I think I used all the red too. I might have kept a few red that I used for fire. But I guess they could also both be on black and then just use coordinating red. I don't know. I like it though. I'm gonna have to brainstorm it. Kind of. I'm also curious if people will recognize it on beanies. I definitely want to give it a shot. Because a lot of people see the bandana and then they're like, oh wait, is this Team Aqua bandana? And they're really excited. But I'm like, if that symbol wasn't on a bandana, would they know that that was Team Aqua? Or would they have like gotten it as fast? All right, purple is done. Let me just check my seams. Might have to go over that one a little bit and catch it. Yeah, same with the back. Oh my gosh. This is why we check our seams. The purple didn't like catch on this side. So we're just gonna go back over it. If they're true Pokemon fans. Alright, and then go over this part just a little more. Looks good. All right, here's purple. Ow. Just trying to brush it off. All right, purple's done. We'll put it over there. Now I have pink. We're gonna sew it all up. Trim this white because this was the reason I was having problems with it not catching. The white was a little bit too big. Okay. Oh, I just want to check my mic too. This one will probably die soon. Hello, hello. Okay. Bye. Oh, while I'm thinking of it too, let me make a page. Ridley skittily across the floor. Don't think I have any blank pages closer to the front. Okay, we'll just make a new blank page. I need to put little tabs on these so I know. But this is gonna be embroidery ideas. I had to think for a minute how to spell it. Aqua and magma. Beanies. Haunter / Gengar. Appa. I could make Appa eyes. I mean, if I really wanted to change it, I could do embroidery Appa eyes, but I'm always worried, like, it's gonna come out crooked. That's why I like, same with, like, Saki, like, I like putting the nose and stuff and the eyes on myself so it doesn't come out crooked. But Appa nose, ears. I'm gonna put eyes because I think what I can do with eyes is I can have the black felt embroidered on the white felt, and then I can just cut out the white felt. We'll see about that. That's another thing that I make a lot of that I would like to have embroidered. I did think about doing bell bags, like the star. And I tried the leaf as a full embroidery and I didn't like how it came out, but I could do just stems. And then the fossil swirls. I did change mics. Can you tell? This is the one I think you usually say is worse. Is it worse? Or am I just softer? And this is the one that you don't like as much, right? This is mic number 2. It's funny because they came from the same, like I got a 2-pack. Same company, same place, same time. The only thing I can think of is if one of them had a little bit more wear. Like if I personally am harder on like mic 2 than mic 1. Much quieter, more feedback. Okay. Good to know. I'll continue to use mic 1 first. The alpha mic. Ooh. I don't think you guys saw that, but the straight pin, I pulled it out, but then it went under the needle, but the needle missed it several times because it kept bouncing around. So luckily, I didn't catch it. Alright, one half of the pink is done. Well, almost done. We gotta flip it and put the ears on it. I usually don't have to trim it this much, but I used a different pattern. Like I usually use the same pattern for all of them, so they should all match up. But I used a different pattern since I cut the color pieces out before I cut the white pieces, so the white piece is a little bit bigger than the color pieces. More eyes. Goodness, puppies. Alright, put the other ear in. For these ears, I just make a little, like a curved triangle, and then we just fold it over. And then it's a nice little folded ear for a squid. Oh, I want to make more karomi and cinnamon roll in those characters for the embroidery stuff. But making those as hats, not a bad idea either. Even though I've seen a lot of the people, like the places in the places in the mall, they have the little ones that have like the speakers in it. Sanrio characters. Oof. I might have to get off here a little early and stretch my back. Not feeling good. I only have 30 more minutes. Can I push through? Can I push through for 31 minutes? Ooh. Okay, so there's the pink one. I think I am gonna call it for the live. My back's hurting a little bit. The puppies are whining. I need to go stir my crock pot meal. And I'm almost out of white thread, which means I'll have to go find my other white thread. So, it's a good stopping point. We made it 3 hours and 35 minutes. Finish the coffee. So, I'm going to end it here. they have nothing to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like my lives, I go live every Thursday. I go live every Thursday. I go live every Tuesday. And ouch. Yeah, I go live every Tuesday. And I put a new live every Friday. And this Friday will be Possum Festival. So, lot of fun. And I don't think I'll do it again, so make sure you check out this video coming Friday. Next convention's Anime Inc. October 5th, 6th, and 7th, I think. I could be wrong on those dates, but first weekend in October. And that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye bye!